Please join me in welcoming our friend and our hero, Kathy Griffin.
Hello, gays and the people who believe in equality. Hello, and wave. You're all on my Life on the D list. Wave to the cameras. Wave. All right, this is a very A-list moment, and I have so much to tell you guys about my week here because, you know, this isn't about the Lohans and the Spearses. This is some serious shit you guys are doing in the city, and I have really learned a lot. So, first of all, I want to tell you some of my misadventures. I've been getting in trouble every single day, and it's like Barbara Walters is the entire city of Washington, and I might actually just be leaving in handcuffs today, I'm not sure. But anyway, last night I got to meet lots of senators and congresspeople at some big shindig that I went to, some press party or whatever. And then, but for the D-list on camera, we got Congressman Clyburn, who was fantastic and a big supporter of the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And he had a lot of great things to share with us. And then we met with openly gay Jared Polis from Colorado. Yes. And I met with a gentleman named Barney Frank. I know, and it was really great because they were all very different. And one thing that we're trying to do with this episode, and one thing you already know, is that there are many levels and colors to the gay community. And so we've met with just a great broad spectrum of folks. All right, so anyway, you want to hear the dish? Okay, this is some good shit, so get ready. Okay, so first of all, last night I go to this party and I see that nutbag Michelle Bachman. I know, can you believe it? All right, so I can't remember anybody's title and I couldn't remember what her job was. And, you know, once you've had Sarah Palin be a fake mayor, you can do anything in this country. Although I like that Levi with his shirt off, right? Yummy. I know, he's more of a patriot than he even knows. Levi Johnson has done more for the gay community than anyone here, let me just say that, without really knowing why. But anyway, I digress. And so anyway, I saw Bachman, and I go, Bachman, what a nightmare. And then you got to open, right? Oh, have a good opener. And someone from her staff had a flip cam, and I thought, if you're going to try to surprise flip cam me, you're going down, lady. And so I asked her if she was naturally a bigot or if that's just the way she legislates. I gotta tell you her answer. She goes, that's a good question. I'll have to think about that. I know, you can't write this shit. I can't wait to do stand-up next. All right, so it was great. I ran into everyone from my act, and then I saw that guy, Eric Cantor. I know, it was fun. And so what I did was I made him take pictures of me, but with fans, like not with him. And so I handed him the camera, and he kept thinking I wanted a picture with him. And I said, no, Eric, I need you to take the picture. Yeah, it was that kind of a night. It was really fun. And I sat at a good table. I sat with the man of the hour, Scott Brown, who I guess is on the bubble, but we're trying. So I was pretty easy on him. He's, you know, cute and he's good looking and stuff. But anyway, I'm hoping he votes our way. But one of the things we're going to do today that is really fantastic is, you know, I live in California where we don't vote or read or care. And so we're very busy with Us Weekly and Life and Style. And so the important thing, stars not normal. And so, you know, a lot of people admit that they just truly don't know who the representatives are or how to get a hold of them. So Barney Frank told me this great thing, which is he said, the most powerful thing we can do is quite simply write a 2 or 3 page simple email telling your representatives that you won't vote for them again unless they vote for the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So the good people at HRC have come up with this really easy way for each of you to find out, you probably know, but I mean, those of you who don't, to find out exactly who your representative is, and then you guys can start sending those emails today. And I think we should become more like the crazy nutbag right-wingers and flood them with emails, right? Because we can be as loud as they can. All right, so I have one. Oh, this is kind of sad. All right, I want to do the funny thing first. I just came from my first hearing that I've ever been to, and it was the Senate Armed Services Committee. And so I went there, and I was, with some vets who had been kicked out because of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And then there's this one old general that I think he was just making shit up. I really do, because he had some story about in the Vietnam War, some young straight guy kept getting sodomized by a commanding officer, but there was no record of it. And I don't know, but he might have been making it up, I'm not sure. Anyway, good for him. But whatever, he's a good storyteller. But it was very moving to hear from the honorable service people that have been kicked out because of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and how it impacted their lives. And I went to Iraq, but I went to Afghanistan as well, and Uzbekistan and Kuwait and a bunch of other shitholes. And so, where the audiences were very captive, let me put it that way. And so anyway, I'm really here on behalf of my many, many gay friends who are currently serving overseas, because when I was speaking to Congressman Clyburn, who I really think is an amazing icon, but one thing he was saying what helped the civil rights movement so much is learning how to speak out effectively. But with this issue, that's how you get your ass fired, is quite simply by speaking out. So the one thing that's been really moving for me is I've been flooded by emails from my pals over there who are gay, and they're very emotional, and they have so many questions that they're having me pass on to these congresspeople and senators. So may I share 2 emails that I got from them? All right, so I want to read these because I changed the names because I'm always really paranoid about outing them, and I feel like if a guy just stands next to me, he's like outed. And so anyway, I've changed all the names and the locations and stuff, and I wrote them and I said, for a speech, I really just need your words. So let's just say that the service person who's serving in Afghanistan now is named Joe. Let's just go with Joe. All right, so from Joe's partner of 10 years, he writes this to me. Before Joe deployed to Iraq, we took trips to see both sets of our families. And while we were visiting his brother's family, and Joe's brother is in the military as well, big military family, Joe waited for a moment where he could tell his sister-in-law, we'll call her Nancy, until she was out of the room, to tell his brother that we were designating their family to be the next of kin should anything happen in Iraq. And this is his 3rd tour over there. In other words, the sister would be the one to have the uniformed officer come to their door, God forbid. And so the sister had 24 years as an Army wife, and she had heard these discussions, and they just made a very brief mention of it. So one morning, 5 months into Joe's deployment, I got a call at 6:30 in the morning. Nancy was crying and could barely speak. It was probably only 10 or 15 seconds, but it seemed like an eternity to me. I waited for her to compose herself enough to tell me that Joe's aunt had passed away. I know, they laugh about it now, but believe me, they were laughing then. He then says, my knees buckled. Nancy didn't know to lead with the assurance that Joe was fine. It just didn't occur to her. I've never been so angry, distraught, relieved. I don't know what really. And it had nothing to do with Nancy, it wasn't her fault. But I bawled and sobbed the entire commute to work, and I had to compose myself as if nothing had happened. I couldn't even talk to one coworker about it.